Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kozigi. It's very interesting presentation, a brief one, but interesting. Yeah, I think it's a very nice conclusion as well that by taking care of the environment and the society, you still can make profit at the same time, isn't it?
Certainly.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Siki. The next one, I would like to have Ibu Anggit Pertiwi to present your presentation. The time is yours.
Uh, Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Bunani. I hope my voice is fine and you can all hear me.
Perfect.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to join this seminar because, to be frankly speaking, this is a very new topic for us in Bappenas specifically and for me personally. So it's the topic is very challenging, which gives me a new perspective about how the accounting can contribute to a sustainable future and a low carbon development. Before my presentation, Associate Professor Ziki may focus on the how to increase the quality of the lectures, the students, and future accountant, and what are the skill sets needed in this time of era. I will be focusing on the government perspective side, what regulation has been established, some strategies to raise awareness about the environmental and how accounting can contribute to more sustainable development. Next. Okay, this is just a preliminary to setting the context. On January 2020, the World Economic Forum have launched a global risk report. In this 15th edition of report, the top 5 global risks is all related to the environment, which is this is the first time. Mostly, some of them are related to social and economic. So this is the first time that all the top 5 global risks are related to the environment, including extreme weather, mitigating adaptation of climate change, and then disaster, environmental crimes, and then a major biodiversity and natural disaster. You can download the full report in the link. And in Indonesia itself, the disaster related to the climate change is like 97% of all disaster accumulate. So it's a very huge number, including flood, droughts, and extreme weather. So next. And how does the government react to that? So as we all know that the government of Indonesia have established our new national midterm 2020 until 24. So it has been established in the presidential decree number 18 year 2020. You guys can download it. It's online in the website. So what does Bappenas do? We integrate the political agenda of the president and we combine it with our planning based on the evidence-based policy. And we try to combine the vision of mission and directive of Bapak Jokowi, and then we translate it into 7 development agendas, which you can see in the right side of my presentation. And this is the first time of Indonesia to have like a specific chapter or specific national priority about environment. So we have this national priority number 6 to build the environment, disaster resilience, and climate change. Why is it important to be a priority? Because hopefully the priority also follows by the budgeting. So we hope that by making environmental priority, the structure of the fiscal of government will focus also on the environment. And then in this chapter, we have like 3 focus on our priority program that focus on environmental quality. This is more about the brown issues, about waste management, about hazardous waste and wastewater. And then we have the program priority number 2, that's about the climate change resilience. And then we have the program priority number 3 about the low carbon development. And then also, this is the first time that our national midterm is included with the strategic environmental assessment, which has not been implemented for the previous national midterm. Next. One thing to add is also about the macro indicator of the government in 2020 until 2024. Usually, we only focus about economic growth, poverty, unemployment rate, human development index, and Gini ratio. So this is the first time that the government of Indonesia put something more about the environmental target in our macroeconomic framework. So we put the greenhouse gas emission to our macroeconomic framework as one of the indicator. So hopefully in this, to put this greenhouse gas emission as one of the indicator have shown that we have tried to balance that our development not only focus on economic and social, but also the environment. Next. Yes, this is the national development priorities in RPJMN that I have mentioned, where we have 3 priority programs, including environmental quality improvement, disaster and climate resilience improvement, and low carbon development, which we have like 5 priority sectors: energy, land-based, waste management, industry, and blue carbon. This is like for mangrove and stuff. So in our RPJMN, the Sustainable Development Goals is also mainstream. So we make sure that by achieving the RPJMN or national midterm targets, we also achieve the SDGs targets. Next. Okay, but maybe some of you don't know about the low carbon development. So we launched the report, if I'm not mistaken, in 2018. So you can download it in Bappenas website about the LCDI. So basically the LCDI is a new development paradigm that encourage economic and social growth through low greenhouse gas emission development activities and optimizing the exploitation of minimizing, I think this is incorrect, the exploitation of nature resources. So we make sure that we balance economic growth, social welfare, and low emission greenhouse gas. So the LCDI, in our study, we projected by implementing low carbon development that the economic growth will increase more compared to the brown development, or not, if we not focus on the green aspect. So how we implement, or the basic principle of this planning is we implement the evidence-based policies, and then we calculate the carrying capacity as an important part of the preparation of national plans and target, and then the trade-off analysis balances the economic and social development, and then we use the HITS, Holistic Integrated Thematic Spatial principle, and we inclusive this planning with related all the stakeholders. Next. I believe that to achieve every target, not only the low carbon development, but also the sustainable development, and then all the national targets that Indonesia have made, is we need a collaborative action from all stakeholders, not only from the government side, but also from the private sectors, and then the business, the community, the academia, and youth even, and all the related stakeholders. But maybe this specific topic is how can this accounting stakeholders, either it's lecturers, either it's students, can help to achieve the low carbon development or the sustainable development goals. Next. Okay, so I was asked in the term of reverence, does the government have some effort and strategy to increase the awareness of low carbon development or maybe environmental in general? Because we have made some campaign in the government level, like about waste management mostly, and then about the plastic waste, and then about the climate change. We also have conducted several award and assessment that is related to environment. Some of the assessment and award are focused on schools, which is Adiwiyata, and then there's the cities regarding waste management called Adipura, and then we have proper and green industry is an award or an assessment for the industrial sector. So hopefully this assessment can also bring a competitiveness in each stakeholders to achieve more about the environment. And then we have also tried to incorporate environmental subject in schools from the elementary until high school and also in college, but most of them are still elective course, so it's not compulsory or mandatory. So the strategy to increase more awareness for the lecturer and student and future accountant. Well, we have list two priority strategy. The first one is about to make environmental or sustainability a compulsory course in accounting majors specifically, because I have heard that the sustainability report or maybe the environmental audit course is still an elective course in some of the university in Indonesia. Maybe if we can put it as a compulsory or as a mandatory, can bring more awareness about these issues. And then one of our strategies, a more practical way, is to increase participation also in academia, not only the lecturers, but also the student and future accountant on public policy process. So in an example, maybe to include the academia in the process of regulatory impact assessment before establishing an environmental related policy. So usually before we establish a policy, we do a preliminary study like regulatory impact assessment, and one of the tools is the cost benefit analysis. And maybe the participation of academia in this process can give more holistic perspective and holistic view of the study. Next. Okay. So I Googled and studied a bit about sustainability accounting, and which maybe you guys knows more about it. But this is like the bridging of me asking is how does the sustainability accounting can contribute more to the low carbon development. So as we all know that sustainability accounting is defined as a system, method, and process of taking information related to sustainability aspect, which if we talk about sustainability, we not only talk about maybe economic, but also the social and environment. So, but how specifically can this contribute to the low carbon development or the sustainable development goals about this concept of sustainability accounting? Next. So this is what it completes Associate Professor Kizi explanation before that the implementation of sustainability accounting can encourage investment in the companies that are concerned about the environmental sustainability and social aspect. This support the low carbon development effort, especially on the private sector, because we know also that the private sectors emits a lot of greenhouse gas emission for some industries, and this can be one option to help us to achieve the low carbon development. So we hope that it takes the expertise of accountant to understand and implement the sustainability accounting in the company environmental social governance analysis to give a more comprehensive way to the company profile and company performance, not only focusing on the economic side or the profit side, but also to have like a value added to analyze the energy efficiency, greenhouse gas emission, and etc. more related to the environment side. So the OJK of Indonesia has also released the regulation regarding the sustainability report that also enable us to implement this more easily, and hopefully not only the big company that focus on environment can make a sustainability report, but also medium ones and maybe small enterprise, because we know that Indonesia is mostly consists of small medium enterprise in our economy, and how can we make the industry or this enterprise more environmental friendly and sustainable. Next. Okay. Besides the major concept of sustainability accounting, accountants, and educator and accounting institution, there are some low-hanging fruits in our side on how can accounting support a low-carbon or sustainable development lifestyle. First is the procurement itself of office goods and others to use the principle of sustainable procurement. So some of this policy is also been it's also been discussed in the national level, so we can have like a sustainable public procurement thing, and then it's a joint force between Bappenas and then Ministry of Environmental and Forestry to make sure that this is going to achieve low carbon. So basically, the sustainable procurement is prioritizing green certified products like textile, plastic, bags, and paper. And then we prioritize products that are more energy efficient, like choosing LED lamps over CFLs, and then using low watt air conditioner, and etc. And then one of the low-hanging fruits also is about the resource efficiency in accounting practice, which more about the digital system and related to this whole topic of seminar about the technology. Because to be honest, like in accounting or reporting in the government side, use a lot of papers. We are still developing a more digital system that can, help not only accountants, but all staff to have more robust and formed system that can reduce the use of paper, because every time we submit a report to the Ministry of Finance or BPK, we produce so much papers. So we can make a more digital system to help reduce less paper. And there are two other low-hanging fruits about the energy, room temperature and lighting, etc. Next. To conclude, the low carbon development and in all the sustainable development goals has been incorporated in our national development, and hopefully to achieve those targets we need all parties participation, not only from the government side but also from the private sectors and including academia, in this case the accounting. And then the sustainability accounting has a big role to support the transition of the economy from its current state to a greener economy. So by providing information about aspect of ESG to the investor, whose trend is starting to switch to green investment. So hopefully this will also invite more investment in a greener way, because since COVID, our economic is a bit disrupted, and hopefully that we can build back better in a greener way. And then in addition to the expertise of accounting itself, there are some low-hanging fruits that I've mentioned, mostly about sustainable procurement and also resource efficiency by digitalization and the using of technology to use less paper and to have more robust system and to ease everybody on the work side. Thank you, Bu Nanny. I think that's all from my presentation. Looking forward for the question and answer so I can learn also more about this sustainable accounting and the use of technology. Thank you.